It's really about our data offer there, the globe in 3D. So it's a new data layer available, the most accurate representation of the globe in 3D. We're offering at half-meter resolution, 3-meter absolute accuracy, SE90, spherical error 90%, across the planet's surface. So that hasn't been available commercially on the market before, the combination of the scale and the accuracy. So that is what we're bringing to the market. The unique parts of our concept really is about how we exploit big data, geospatial big data. Vricon is 50% owned by DG, Digital Globe, and 50% by defense and security company Saab. So part of that setup is that we have access to Digital Globe's commercial satellite image archive. I don't know how many petabytes that is. It was 60 petabytes a couple of years ago. So we take all of that data, turning it into meaningful, decision-ready 3D information by automatic processing. The combination of the massive amounts of data and the unique scalable algorithms is what makes this possible. And again, to make this in meaningful time, it's really the modern high-performance computing as well that makes this possible. Defense and intelligence is the vertical that we're focusing on right now. It is the vertical where we see the most client interest. The way we're helping the warfighter, it has multiple uses there. So starting with the accuracy, one thing is to reduce collateral damage in sharp situations. So instead of deploying heavy stores, you could go light with precision and avoiding collateral damage. Unnecessary lives being lost. So that's one thing. Another thing is the situational awareness that comes with our data. So you can imagine going to a remote location to take there in and out, to planning an observation post to spot on an objective in a hostile environment, to be able to plan all of that and rehearse all of that in the actual terrain before going out there and risk your life. So that's another key application. To take one more is navigation. It's a lot of talk about space resiliency these days, and to be able to navigate without GPS is a key capability within the defense and intelligence space, and you can actually do that based on sensors and Vricon data. You can navigate without GPS, so that's another key application. All that said, we do work with other verticals as well. So one example is flooding analysis. Or just traditional topographic mapping. You can also think about oil and gas companies doing infrastructure planning for their new sites, as well as mining companies. So there is a ton of different verticals and applications where we see interest in having accurate 3D data. So the way we go about that is, first of all, we host an entire copy of the globe in 3D on the public Amazon cloud. And users with access can just stream content of that globe to their local clients, or store the data locally on their devices. It can be mobile devices or it can be stationary devices. And especially the combination of local storage and a mobile device is key, I'd say, to some of the applications for a warfighter, when you just can't rely on having access to network in certain situations. We also provide tools for clients that would like to host their own copy of the Vricon Globe on their secure networks, as well as streaming content on a secure link to their clients on that network. So we offer that as well to our clients. That is actually where we're coming from. So we started out doing aerial mapping and UAV mapping, and I think it was around 2012 when we started the cooperation with Digital Globe to really tap into remote sensing as a source for 3D maps. And we still offer the production based on aerial mapping and UAV, but we see most of the interest now coming from the satellite as a platform. And it really has to do with the collections has already been done, so the archive is already there. So instead of launching cumbersome aerial operations, we can just tap into the archive and produce that into 3D data. The future will remain to make meaningful information out of all this big data that is available. That is a discussion that is ongoing all the time, how to make insights out of all this data that comes across. I see our challenge over the next 12 months remaining to process all that data into meaningful products, as well as developing useful tools to draw insights from that data. I think that small sats will really push the price down on pixels. So for certain applications where accuracy and resolution isn't key, I believe those data products will become cheaper to clients. But I still think that, especially within the defense and intelligence segment, there is an ongoing demand for high accuracy and high resolution imagery content. So the way I see it is perhaps that different satellite sources will be used for different applications in terms of being cost effective. I do think that also in the defense and intelligence segment they absolutely worry about cost. Absolutely, it's more about the applications actually requiring those kinds of satellites. Of a thing where the small sats will actually enable new kind of businesses that prior weren't able to pay the price of high resolution satellite imagery. We don't discriminate with anyone here, so we are sensor agnostic. We have access to Digital Globe's entire archive of high-res accurate imagery as a base, but we are definitely open to working with small sats and other operators as well in perfecting the picture, so to say, and just bring all of that data together with perfect georeferencing. Yeah, so it's been a great conference so far. A lot of great meetings, and networking is always key, opening up new business opportunities. There's been a lot of talk about the challenges in the industry and opportunities in the industry, with big data again coming up and the advent of small sats coming to market. How will that affect the market? Great talks about that, great meetings. So it's been excellent so far.